There were not many people who understood just how broad his interests were and how supportive he was.
For years, people wondered why Prince Philip lived away from Queen Elizabeth. Rumors spread, and many believed something was wrong inside the royal marriage. But now, Princess Anne has finally revealed the real reason behind the decision. The truth is far more surprising than people expected. So what was the reason Prince Philip chose to live apart? Stay with us. A love that chose freedom. For many years, people have wondered about a certain moment in royal history. It is a simple question, yet it carries a deep meaning. To understand it, we must travel back to the year 2017. During that year, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, made a decision that surprised people all over the world. At the age of 96, he announced that he would step away from public life and retire from royal duties. It was the end of a long chapter that had lasted more than 65 years. Few people in history have served the British royal family for so long. His schedule had been full for decades. Day after day he traveled, met people, supported charities, and represented the crown in different parts of the United Kingdom and many places around the world. During those years, he stood beside Queen Elizabeth II with quiet loyalty. While she carried the responsibility of being queen, he supported her in every possible way. Over time, he completed more than 22,000 royal engagements on his own. It means endless journeys, long ceremonies, speeches, meetings, and conversations with thousands of people. It was not simply a job. It was a life of service that lasted for decades. So when Prince Philip finally retired, many people believed they knew what would happen next. They imagined he would slow down and spend peaceful days with the Queen. Most expected the royal couple to enjoy quiet time together at Buckingham Palace or Windsor Castle. After all, that is what many couples do when they retire. They finally rest after years of hard work. They share calm mornings, quiet evenings, and long conversations after a lifetime of busy days. But Prince Philip chose something different. Instead of remaining beside the Queen at the palace, he decided to move to a place called Wood Farm. This small farmhouse sits on the Sandringham estate in Norfolk, far from the noise of royal life. Wood Farm was not a palace filled with shining halls and grand rooms. It was simple and peaceful. The cottage had wooden beams, soft light, and gentle views that reached toward the sea. Hidden in a quiet corner of the estate, it offered something the grand palaces rarely allowed: a slower way of living. As soon as the news became public, newspapers began asking questions. Headlines appeared everywhere, suggesting something strange had happened. Some stories hinted that the royal marriage had grown distant. Others wondered if Prince Philip wanted to step away from palace life completely. People quickly began asking the same questions. Why would a husband move away after more than 70 years of marriage? Why would the Queen remain in her palaces while Prince Philip chose a quiet farmhouse? Has something gone wrong between them? Yet behind all those loud headlines, there was another question that very few people asked. What if the newspapers were completely wrong? What if this choice was not about distance at all? What if it actually showed a deeper understanding between two people who had spent their entire lives together? This is where Princess Anne helps us see the truth more clearly. To understand their decision, we must return to the beginning of their marriage. Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth married in the year 1947. Like any young couple, they began building a life together. In the year 1949, they moved into Clarence House. It was there that their living arrangement quietly showed something many people outside aristocratic life did not know. They did not share a bedroom. For many couples today, that idea might sound unusual. Some might think it suggests emotional distance. But among many upper-class British families, separate bedrooms had long been a normal tradition. It was not seen as strange. It was simply practical. This tradition was explained by Lady Pamela Hicks, Prince Philip's cousin and one of the Queen's former ladies-in-waiting. She spoke openly about this custom in her writings. According to her, separate bedrooms were not about coldness in a marriage. Instead, they helped both people rest comfortably and maintain their own space. The idea was very simple. One person might want fresh air from an open window. The other might prefer warmth and quiet. Separate rooms allowed each person to sleep well and follow their own habits. But there was also something beautiful hidden inside this tradition. When a couple wanted to spend time together, they simply chose to. That choice made their closeness more meaningful. Instead of sharing space automatically every moment, the time they spent together became intentional and special. Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth followed this tradition from the beginning. At Clarence House, their bedrooms were placed beside each other with a connecting door. They could visit one another whenever they wished, while still keeping their own private space. This pattern stayed with them throughout their lives. At Buckingham Palace, they had connecting rooms. At Windsor Castle, the same arrangement continued. At Balmoral in Scotland and at Sandringham in Norfolk, nothing changed. Every home followed the same quiet design. 2 rooms beside each other, a door between them, freedom and closeness existing at the same time. For them, this balance felt natural. They respected each other's routines and personal space while sharing a deep bond that lasted for decades. Their marriage began in 1947 and continued until Prince Philip passed away in the year 2021, more than 70 years together. Because of this history, Prince Philip's move to Wood Farm in 2017 was not a shocking change. It was simply another example of the understanding that had guided their relationship from the very beginning. But what was Wood Farm like, and why did he choose it? Let's dive in. The quiet truth about Wood Farm. Wood Farm was more than just a basic cottage. It held a deeper significance, acting as a quiet sanctuary where Prince Philip's true character was unveiled away from the public eye. Throughout the majority of his existence, Prince Philip resided within magnificent palaces. Each individual room in these palaces adhered to specific regulations. Each corridor held onto centuries' worth of customs from the royal family. Every minor aspect was influenced by enduring traditions. The atmosphere within these structures was meticulously managed. Every movement, every chamber, and every furnishing operated within a framework that had already been established prior to his presence. Wood Farm stood out from the rest. Located in the serene countryside of Norfolk, the cottage is situated within the Sandringham estate, just a short distance of 2 miles from the main Sandringham house, a popular retreat for the royal family. The exterior of the cottage gives off a vibe of simplicity and tranquility, surrounded by open fields and peaceful views that reach towards the ocean. The atmosphere is peaceful, and the lifestyle is laid back in this quaint abode. Wood Farm seems quite commonplace when contrasted with the majestic royal palaces. Glittering ballrooms and grand reception halls with lavish gold decorations are non-existent in this setting. Instead, it is a cozy farmhouse, adorned with wooden beams and inviting rooms that exude a sense of tranquil seclusion. This peaceful little house ended up having significant importance in the later years of Prince Philip's life. After he finished his royal duties and relocated, he didn't just settle into the new house without making any changes. Rather, he redesigned the space to showcase his unique character. After many years, he finally had the opportunity to create a home that was uniquely his own. He supervised the setting up of a modern kitchen. He organized the rooms to his taste. The bedrooms went through a makeover, and the layout was tailored to fit his personal schedule. The walls were adorned with watercolor artworks that he painted himself. These artworks were not simply adornments. They portrayed a facet of Prince Philip that was seldom witnessed by the public. Creating watercolor landscapes was a passion he quietly pursued. However, his royal duties frequently consumed so much of his time that there was hardly any room left for hobbies. His days were occupied with constant travel, ceremonies, and official duties. At Wood Farm, everything took a different turn. He found a moment of tranquility to practice his painting in solitude. Immersed in the serene environment, he translated the beauty of the countryside onto canvas, using delicate hues and subtle brush techniques. This artistic outlet became a source of both relaxation and self-expression for him. The house was also stocked with a collection of books. Prince Philip had a passion for reading, and Wood Farm provided him with the opportunity to delve into topics that caught his attention. The serene environment of the rooms provided him with the chance to contemplate, acquire knowledge, and ponder without having to deal with the regular disruptions of life at the palace. He would often venture outdoors as well. The surrounding land provided ample opportunities for leisurely strolls and taking in the scenery of the countryside. This quiet and reflective lifestyle was a stark contrast to the structured schedules he had adhered to during his working years. Wood Farm stood out as truly one of a kind among other royal estates. The employees at that location weren't dressed in uniforms. In the lavish royal residences, employees were always dressed in formal attire that reflected their duties. Each role was associated with a specific title, uniform, and defined position in the royal hierarchy. At Wood Farm, the sense of rigidity dissipated. People casually roamed around the unpretentious atmosphere of the house, devoid of the hierarchical indicators found in grand palaces. This subtle adjustment fostered a more inviting and personable setting. Visitors frequently observed the distinction right away. The cozy cottage didn't have the grand feel of a royal palace, but instead exuded a warm, inviting atmosphere. Wood Farm had a special connection to Queen Elizabeth II, who made frequent visits despite her busy schedule of royal responsibilities. The contrast between the cozy cottage and the opulent royal palaces she typically inhabited made her time there particularly unique. At the cabin, she conducted herself as a regular individual, relishing her time in her own space. She prepared food. Cleaning up the kitchen sink and washing dishes was a routine task after dinner. The idea of the Queen tidying up in a humble farmhouse kitchen could be unexpected for some. However, it revealed the tranquil and personal side of the monarchy that remained hidden from the public eye. Wood Farm was not a site meant for showcasing royalty. It offered a sense of ease, straightforwardness, and collective experiences. The tale of Wood Farm did not start with Prince Philip deciding to retire. This cozy cottage has been woven into the fabric of royal history for countless years. In 1967, the royal family started occupying the residence chosen by Prince Philip for relaxation. The property was carefully chosen by him on the Sandringham estate to provide a more casual and informal setting for family and special guests. Sandringham House was a stunning place that needed a considerable number of employees, meticulous coordination, and rigid timetables. On the other hand, Wood Farm provided a contrasting experience. The family was able to unwind. Over time, numerous royal family members visited the cottage. It gained a reputation as a serene retreat, where individuals could relax and appreciate the rural landscape. During his time in college, Prince Charles frequented the area. The serene environment was ideal for intimate get-togethers and countryside trips. As time went on, the cottage remained a popular destination for family members. Princess Diana resided at Wood Farm before her relationship with Prince Charles was made public. During that period, their connection was perceived by many as a promising and happy tale. Catherine, Princess of Wales, later visited the cottage in the initial stages of her romance with Prince William. This visit subtly indicated the deepening of their relationship. The royal family has fond memories of Wood Farm, but the cottage also holds a somber and more subdued part of their history. Back in the year 1917, King George, V and Queen Mary, had to make a challenging choice regarding their youngest son, Prince John. The adolescent royal had been experiencing intense epileptic fits. As his situation deteriorated, it became increasingly challenging for him to make public appearances. The decision was made by the royal family to relocate him to Wood Farm, providing him with the opportunity to reside peacefully, away from the demands of royal duties. Prince John resided in that place for a period of 2 years. Regrettably, he passed on in the year 1919, when he was only 13 years old. This section cast a long shadow over the history of the cottage. Despite the sorrow, Wood Farm remained a tranquil retreat for the royal family. Throughout the years, the cottage was witness to both joyful occasions and peaceful recollections. So what did Princess Anne reveal? Stick around. What Princess Anne revealed. The focal point of this narrative revolves around a subtle yet significant instance. This instance is when Princess Anne openly discussed her parents and their shared life experiences. Princess Anne has a reputation for being straightforward in her communication. She avoids drawing unnecessary attention or showing emotions publicly. She maintains the privacy of her family with resilience and sincerity. As a result, her personal statements are received with great attentiveness. When discussing the bond between Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, her remarks highlighted a certain aspect. Misunderstandings about her parents' marriage were prevalent amongst the public and in newspapers for a long time. Numerous articles in the media alluded to a sense of separation between the couple. Certain sources insinuated that residing in separate locations had caused their bond to deteriorate. Speculations arose, suggesting that their many years of marriage had somehow lost its strength over time. Princess Anne clarified that the image was entirely incorrect. She and those closest to her family did not believe the stories accurately represented the truth. Instead, they failed to acknowledge the strong bond of respect and loyalty that kept her parents united for a long time. The information she divulged was straightforward yet impactful. Prince Philip's decision to stay at Wood Farm while the Queen remained at Buckingham Palace was not meant to create a sense of emotional separation. Rather, it was a way for them to better comprehend and accommodate each other's lifestyles and requirements. Queen Elizabeth's duties were not the same as a regular job. Unlike many workers who can leave their tasks at the office, take breaks, and eventually retire, Her Majesty's responsibilities were ongoing and never-ending. However, the Queen's duty varied. She held a role within the framework of the British government. Her responsibilities were ongoing and could not be easily halted. She attended weekly meetings with the Prime Minister. She participated in ceremonies, formal functions, and welcomed foreign leaders. She partook in state banquets and official receptions that were a regular part of royal life. Since she was a young woman, she had been committed to fulfilling this responsibility that had a significant impact on her life. Making a vow at the age of 21, she dedicated herself to lifelong service to her nation, and she stayed true to her word. During that time, Prince Philip had dedicated many years to standing by her side, offering his unwavering support. Prior to marrying her, he had a successful and fulfilling career in the Royal Navy that he cherished. However, once he became the husband of the future queen, he had to bid farewell to that career. He agreed to take on a new position. He spent many years following his wife in public, participating in numerous events and meeting countless people on behalf of the royal family. Each engagement and encounter was a responsibility he willingly took on. Princess Anne expressed her profound admiration for this sacrifice. She realized the extent of her father's contributions in supporting the Queen and the monarchy. As he grew older, he dedicated most of his life to fulfilling that duty. When he ultimately stepped down from his official responsibilities, he had gained something unique and valuable: tranquility. Princess Anne aimed to convey that her mother was aware of this. The Queen was fully aware of the extent of sacrifices her husband had made throughout their lengthy marriage. She presented him with a significant gift. She granted him independence. Freedom is not about escaping their marriage, but rather finding freedom within it. This freedom allows individuals to lead a peaceful life, indulge in activities like reading and painting, and savor a more relaxed lifestyle without the burdens of constant formalities. As per acquaintances, the Queen fully endorsed this decision, showing her support, respect, and understanding towards Prince Philip's need for a peaceful and happy retirement after years of dedicated service. Princess Anne aimed to reveal the truth to the world. But even while separated, fate had a way of bringing them together. Stay with us. The COVID reunion. At the beginning of the year 2020, a significant shift occurred globally. An alarming sickness rapidly spread throughout nations, leading to a hushed atmosphere in urban areas. Movement restrictions were imposed, urging individuals to remain indoors for their well-being. The onset of the worldwide pandemic, referred to as COVID-19, had started. The disease spread rapidly in Britain, causing great worry for the royal family. Prince Philip, who was 98 years old at the time, was particularly vulnerable due to his advanced age and pre-existing heart condition. Prince Philip had been residing peacefully at Wood Farm on the Sandringham estate for a number of years before now. At the same time, Queen Elizabeth II was still fulfilling her obligations as the Queen from her primary residences. This setup proved to be successful, as it provided Prince Philip with a peaceful life that he relished, while also enabling the Queen to carry on with her duties. The pandemic altered the course of events completely. The threat posed by the disease made it necessary to ensure the safety of elderly individuals. Staying apart from each other was no longer a viable option. The level of danger was just too high. Therefore, a conclusion was reached. Prince Philip departed Wood Farm and relocated to Windsor Castle to reside alongside the Queen. After multiple years, the monarch pair resided together once more. They would now pass their time in the peace and security of Windsor, staying close to each other. Within the confines of the castle, a select few loyal employees established a shielded sanctuary for the Queen and Prince Philip. This specialized setup became known as the HMS Bubble among palace historians, serving as a cocoon of safety to shield the royal couple from the contagious sickness beyond the castle walls. Life within the protected area moved at a slower pace than the royal couple were accustomed to. For many years, they were always busy with appointments, formalities, and numerous responsibilities. However, now there were less official engagements and significantly fewer guests. The serene corridors of Windsor Castle provided a tranquil environment for them to enjoy each other's company without distractions. Both of them were in the advanced stages of their lives. Their marriage had lasted for over 7 decades. Throughout those many years, they had established unique habits and lifestyles. When actual peril emerged, none of those usual practices were significant. Without hesitation, Prince Philip quickly made his way to Windsor. Alongside the Queen, he stood by her side as they confronted the unknown circumstances. Their relationship was highlighted by this uncomplicated choice, indicating a strong connection between them. Over the years, there had been discussions about their individual residences and personal schedules, leading to some misconceptions about their intentions. Their connection was evident when the world grew unstable. They made the decision to unite. Life within the castle during that period passed at a leisurely pace. There were no bustling events or extensive travels. Instead, the days were peaceful and tranquil, with moments of silence, The pair had the opportunity to communicate, dine together, and relax in calm evenings. During this period, Prince Philip's health started deteriorating, leading to decreased mobility and a greater need for care. He had to be admitted to the hospital at times for medical treatment. Despite everything that happened, he maintained a strong bond with the Queen. During a period of global separation due to the pandemic, they found solace in each other's company in the peaceful atmosphere of Windsor. In the spring of 2021, the extensive journey of Prince Philip's life came to a close. He peacefully departed at Windsor Castle on April 9th, at the age of 99. The location of his death held significant symbolism, as it was not the familiar wood farm where he had peacefully retired, but rather Windsor, where he and the Queen had bravely faced the challenges of the pandemic side by side. Together, they confronted that period of uncertainty in the end. Queen Elizabeth II took the loss very personally. She had always displayed resilience and composure in front of the public, leading the nation through various challenges such as wars, political shifts, and tough times. Losing her husband, after spending many decades together, was a silent grief that she kept to herself. People close to her could detect traces of unhappiness in subtle mannerisms, although it was seldom visible to the public eye. After Prince Philip's death, the Queen frequently visited Wood Farm in the following months. She opted for a helicopter ride to the Sandringham estate and decided to reside in the cottage where Prince Philip found the most joy. Instead of the grand Sandringham house, she preferred the quaint farmhouse that held sentimental value for him. His essence lingered in every corner of the cottage. His watercolor artworks were still hanging on the walls. The kitchen he had personally crafted remained the same. The rooms were organized exactly as he had left them. During her time at the residence, the Queen maintained a low profile. She prepared basic dishes in the kitchen, where they had previously enjoyed calm moments together. As she wandered the house, she encountered various reminders of his past experiences and hobbies. One of the most cherished moments of her visit occurred at the beginning of the year. Each year, on the 6th day of February, she would pause to remember her father's passing and the day she ascended to the throne. Many years ago, her father, King George VI, passed on that specific day. His passing had a profound impact on the course of her life. This event also marked the beginning of Prince Philip's unwavering support as her consort. That was the moment when their joint adventure truly started. During the anniversary period, the cottage at Wood Farm turned into a peaceful spot for the Queen to contemplate. At the age of 95, she was a widow and still held the title of monarch over the United Kingdom. Despite this, she preferred to reside in a modest farmhouse, as it held sentimental significance as the place where her beloved found solace. During her last days, Wood Farm held a special place in her heart, especially after the passing of Prince Philip and before her own death in 2022. The quiet lesson behind a 73-year marriage. Many wonder about the lessons to be learned from the enduring marriage of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth II, which has spanned over 7 decades. They question what insights can be gained from their long and successful partnership. Their shared existence provides a valuable and tender example. It demonstrates that love can often defy expectations. Many individuals in modern society view a strong relationship as requiring constant proximity. It is often assumed that couples should engage in all activities together, from waking up and traveling to working and spending every moment in close proximity. This perception has become a typical representation of romantic relationships. Due to this conviction, people may have misconceptions about couples who spend time away from each other. Having separate sleeping quarters, pursuing individual interests, or simply wanting some solitude could be misinterpreted as red flags. The idea that distance signifies trouble is a common assumption among some individuals. However, the existence experienced by Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth subtly questioned that notion. Since the start of their marriage, they have maintained a balance between being connected and having their own space. When they decided to build a life together, they opted for separate bedrooms, not because they didn't love each other, but because they valued personal comfort and privacy. In a relationship, they thought it was essential for both individuals to have moments of peace and solitude. Proper rest, calming times, and personal space helped them stay composed and centered. By taking care of themselves in this manner, they were able to show more empathy and understanding towards their partner. Their individual living spaces did not create distance between them. Instead, they were just a reflection of their intentional lifestyle. Over time, their shared understanding continued to influence their paths in life. Prince Philip pursued his passions and daily habits. The Queen fulfilled numerous obligations associated with her position as a ruler. Despite frequently traveling for their respective duties, their connection remained unwavering. In his later years, Prince Philip made the decision to step back from his royal responsibilities and dedicate more of his time to Wood Farm. This tranquil retreat provided him with the serenity he deserved after many years of dedicated service. At Wood Farm, he was able to indulge in reading, painting, and immersing himself in the peaceful surroundings of the countryside. Queen Elizabeth maintained her commitment to the duties she had undertaken since youth, attending various ceremonies, meetings, and official functions. She remained dedicated to fulfilling these obligations. Despite residing in separate locations at times, they managed to maintain their connection through regular visits, discussions, and meaningful experiences. The foundation of their bond was rooted in trust and mutual understanding, rather than mere physical proximity. Amidst the challenging times of the pandemic in 2020, a significant event unfolded. In a time of uncertainty and fear, Prince Philip made the decision to reside once more at Windsor Castle with the Queen. They decided to confront that moment without any second thoughts, standing united. The strength of their marriage was truly showcased through this decision. During times of tranquility, they granted each other independence. In moments of unpredictability, they stood united by each other's side. Their narrative illustrates a more profound level of affection. This type of love does not require constant validation, nor does it cling out of insecurity. Rather, it grants freedom for each individual to embrace their true self. This type of affection relies on faith and perseverance. It develops gradually over a long period of time as individuals understand and honor each other's desires. Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth had over 7 decades to get to know each other. Throughout that period, they developed a solid partnership that allowed for a balance between intimacy and freedom. The marriage of the couple serves as a reminder that each relationship is special in its own way. Certain pairs find joy in participating in activities together, while others find fulfillment in having time apart to pursue individual interests while still maintaining a strong bond.